Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our new topic, that is atomic number. Students, in previous video, I had explained about the number of electrons that can be distributed in various shells. Okay, we have also read about all the atoms contains a core part, and that core part is called nucleus. Okay, and in that nucleus proton and neutron are found. Okay, and the third particles of atom, that is electron, revolves around the nucleus. Clear, students? So now we have to know that what is atomic number. Students, atomic number means the total number of proton or electron. The total number of proton or electron present in atom. Okay, how much proton or electron are present in the atom, that is called atomic number. Students, we all know it very well that all the atoms are electrically neutral. It is because all the atoms contains total number of positive means proton is equal to total number of negative charge. For example, atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay, it means if the atomic number of sodium is equal to 11, that means sodium contains 11 electron and 11 proton. Okay, students, so electrons are negative charge and protons are positive charge. It will cancel, children, and becomes 0. It means no any charge will present in the sodium. Clear, students? So we can say that all the atomic numbers of any element always represent the number of electrons or the number of protons. Students, in an atom only the electrons take part in the chemical reaction. Okay, for example, if sodium wants to become stable, then students, sodium tries to lose one electron and form positive charge. But students, his proton and neutron of sodium will present inside the nucleus. They will remain the same, but the electrons, it tries to give up the other atom and form positive charge. So students, we can say that in a whole atom only electrons take part in the chemical reaction. Clear, students? Now we can write atomic number is equal to number of electron or is equal to number of proton. Atomic number always represented by alphabet like Z. This alphabetical order This alphabet always represent the atomic number. Clear, students? Now we are going to study about mass number. Mass number. Students, in the nucleus, two particles are present, proton and a neutron. It means we can say that the nucleus contains positive charge because neutrons does not contain any charge. So the whole nucleus will become positive charge. But children, if we calculate their masses, proton and neutron, and sum with them, it means the sum of proton and neutron, the sum of proton and a neutron is called mass number. The sum of proton and neutron is called mass number. It means if we calculate the mass of nucleus, that will be mass number because nucleus contains proton mass and neutron mass. Clear, students? So we can write atomic number is equal to proton and neutron. Clear? And mass number always represent the alphabet A. So the formula will be A is equal to P plus N. Clear, students? We can write also A is equal to electron plus neutron. We can also write electron plus neutron. It is because in an atom, total number of proton is equal to total number of neutron. Clear, students? Now see this question. How can we calculate the mass number, neutron number? Okay. Now see, students, if any element X is written here, so here mass represent mass number. Here mass number are represented, students, and here atomic number are represented. Clear, students? Or we can write X is an element, mass number we can write proton plus neutron, okay, and atomic number we can write Z. Clear, students? For example, if fluorine is given there, fluorine 19 and 9. Okay, suppose if element fluorine is given there, whose mass number is there, children, I have told you that here mass will represent and here atomic number will represent. So if we have to calculate their neutrons, then we can easily calculate the neutrons by the formula of A is equal to P plus N, means mass number is equal to proton plus neutron. Now students, mass number is given there, so mass number is represented by A, 19 is given there, and atomic number Z is given there, 9. Okay, students, I have told you that atomic number always equal to number of proton or number of electron. So mass number is equal to proton plus neutron. Here mass number is given there 19 is equal to proton. Atomic number will be equal to proton, students. So 9 is given there and we have to calculate neutrons. Now when this plus transforms from this side, students, plus sign will change and becomes minus. So we can write neutron is equal to 10. Clear, students? Now let's see another example to understand this. Calculate the number of protons neutrons and electrons whose atomic number is 15 and mass number is equal to 31, and what is the completely symbol represent? Now this is question, students. This is the question. Calculate the number of proton. We have to calculate the number of proton, neutrons and also electrons, and the value is given atomic number, means A is equal to 15 and Z is equal to 15 and mass number means A is equal to 31. Okay, students. Now from this we can easily calculate the number of proton and electrons. So students, solution, as I have told you that atomic number is equal to number of proton and number of electrons. So atomic number is given there, students. So Z is equal to, we can write P is equal to electron. Now we can write, if Z is equal to 15, then proton will be also 15 and electron will be also 15. Clear, students? Now we have to calculate the number of neutron. So from the formula of A is equal to P plus N. Okay, mass number is equal to sum of proton and neutrons. Mass number is given there, students, 31, proton is given there 15 and neutron we have to calculate. Now students, here 31 minus 15 is equal to neutron. So neutron is equal to 16. Now the last question is, what is the completely symbol represent? Students, atomic number always represent the symbol. Okay, so here atomic number is given there 15. So which element whose atomic number is 15? So we have phosphorus. Phosphorus is the element means P, we can write symbol, is the element whose atomic number is 15. Okay students, from this it is clear that how can we calculate the number of electrons, proton, neutrons. Clear? Now we are going to study about valency and valency electron. Valency electron. Students, if we distribute the electron of sodium, then we will get, suppose sodium atomic number 11. Okay, so according to Borbori, KLMN. Okay, now distribute its electron. First K accommodate 2 electron, L accommodate 8 electrons. After filling 8 electrons, the remaining electrons will jump into the next cell. So it will contain 1 electron. Clear students? Now if we draw their structure, 11 electron is equal to 11 proton. So K cell contains 2 electron, 1, 2. Second, 8 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now third is 1 electron. Clear students? So if we see this structure of sodium students, this M cell contains the last cell. This is the outermost cell. Outermost cell means last cell, you can say. Okay, this cell is the outermost cell or the last cell of this atom. Clear? So children, valency electrons means the electrons which are present in the outermost cell, that electron will be known as valency electron. Clear students? The electron which are present in the last cell or the outermost cell, that electron is known as valency electrons. So here we can write 1 is the valency electron of sodium. Clear students? And now see the next example, calcium atomic number 20. Okay, here students, if we distribute their electrons K, L, M, N, so first 2, 8, not 10 students, we will first accommodate 8 electrons, and now after filling 8 electrons, the remaining electrons will jump into the next cell, that will be 2 electrons. So in this atom students, 2 electrons are present in the last cell. So I have told you that those electrons which are present in the outermost cell, they are known as valency electrons. So we can say that 2 is the valency electron of calcium, and here 1 is the valency electron of sodium. So definition we can write, the electron the electrons which are present in outermost cell, they are known as valency electrons. Clear, students? And now I am going to discuss about how can we calculate the valency from the valency electrons. Okay, now see, students, in chapter 2 I had explained about metal and non-metals. In this topic I had explained about the stability of atom. Okay, we all know it very well that all atoms tries to achieve the stability by losing electrons or by gaining electrons. If they have extra electrons, so those atoms will lose their electrons. If they have a deficiency of electrons, so they will try to gain electrons from atom. But the main concept is to achieve the stability. Okay, and stability means, students, 8 electrons will be present in the last cell. 8 electrons will accommodate in the last cell. For example, students, sodium, calcium, sulfur. Okay, now K, L, M, N. Atomic number of sodium is 11, 20, sulfur 16. Okay, students, now distribute their electrons. First, K accommodate 2 electron, 8 electron, 1 electron. Okay, second, calcium is there, so 2 electron, 8 electron, 8 electron and 2 electron. Sulfur 2 electron and 6 electron. Okay, now see, children, which atom is very nearest to achieve the stability. First, if we consider about sodium atom, so the last cell contains 1 electron and this one will be valency electron, students. But children, it is not stable, because I have told you that all the atoms try to achieve stability, okay, either by losing electrons or by gaining electrons. So to achieve stability, 8 electron must be completed, must be filled in the last cell. This is very important point, children. Whenever you will talk about metals, non-metals, or every atom, these points will always familiar with you. Okay, so students, if sodium, it means if sodium loses or give up this 1 electron to other atom, now his last cell become L cell. Okay, and this L cell contains 8 electrons. It means it is stable. Clear, children? So his valency is 1. Now students, calcium atom. If calcium also loses 2 electron from the last cell, so this will become last cell and complete its stability having 8 electrons. So this will also becomes its valency. Okay, and now see in sulfur. Students, in sulfur, the last cell contains 6 electron. Okay, so if sulfur gains 2 electron from other atom, so it will complete its stability, because there is a deficiency of 2 electron in the sulfur. So sulfur gains 2 electron, it gains 2 electron to achieve stability. So the 2 will be its valency. So from the following element, students, it is clear that valency always found by losing or gaining of electrons to achieve the stability. Clear, students? So we can write the definition. The number of electron lost or gained to become inert gas. Inert gas means stability, student, complete stability. Okay, the number of electron lost or gained to become stability, to become inert gas, that will be its valency. So here, if sodium loses 1 electron, it becomes stable, so 1 will be its valency. If calcium loses 2 electron, so 2 will be its valency. Sulfur gains 2 electron to complete its stability, so here 2 will be its valency. Clear, students? Now many of the questions are given in the book to calculate the valency of the element. Now students, let's talk another example. How can we calculate the valency of atom? Now, if you want to take it very easy, that there are some method which if you apply this, then you can easily calculate the valency of any atom. See, students, the first rule is say that if last cell contain 1, 2, 3 electron, so that will be its valency. If the last cell, means outermost cell, contains 1, 2 or 3 electrons, either 1, either 2 or 3 electrons, so that will be its valency. Second is that if last cell contain 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so their valencies is calculated by subtracting from 8. Now see, students, if the last cell contains 4 electrons, 5 electrons, 6 electrons, 7 electrons or 8 electrons, so you can easily calculate its valency from subtracting 8. For example, Suppose argon is there, argon. Atomic number of argon is 18. Okay. Now distribute its electron K, L, M, N. So 2, 8, 8. Clear? The last cell contains 8 electron. From this formula, from this rule, students, if the last cell contains either 4, either 5, 6, 7, 8 also, so their valency is calculated by subtracting from 8. So the last cell contains 8 electron, 8 minus 8 becomes 0. So we can say that argon is the element whose valencies are 0. And students, those atoms whose valencies are 0, they are known as noble elements or noble gases. Clear, students? Now check another example. Chlorine, atomic number 17. Now K, L, M, N. So 2, 8, 7. Now students, the last cell contains 7 electron. Again this rule is applied. So we will subtract 7 from 8. So the valency will be 1. Clear, students? So with the help of this, you can easily calculate its valency. Thank you, students. In the next video, I will explain about the isotopes of the different elements.